Hello everyone, this is Andrea Menard, Grandmother Wind, with another message from the Patchwork Grandmothers. Now, today's message from my ancestral teachers who helped me grow and see life from a bigger perspective, their message today is, love is the answer. And I have to say, this has been a tough one for me today because in the last few days, I've been in a war. I've been in a battle zone within my own heart. So this message is coming through me, a very fallible vessel, trying to do my best here, in this walk, this earth walk. And I have been in a battle zone. And the very person I love the most, within my own home, my family, I have been at war. And I know logically the right thing to do is to put down my weapons, is to let go of the battle and to say I'm sorry and to say this is what I was feeling, But I was so charged, that feeling that's going on in the world, and we're seeing examples of that charge, that right and wrong, that us and them, and this battle. We see evidence of it everywhere. And so, of course, because we have it in evidence everywhere around us, it actually lives inside. So what's inside, we see outside. So I'm being really transparent and owning this war going on within me because I'm part of the problem out there. My own war zone is actually adding to the chaos out there. And so today, when it's in my own home and I'm experiencing rage and grief and blame and all those things that it goes flying out of you and it's energetically touching those around you. And that's part of the problem because we're seeing it outside. But I was the one experiencing it today. I was the one spreading it to the ones I love. And as much as I tried, as much as I knew somewhere, even in that rage and that expression of us and them, I was saying, this isn't who you are. This isn't who you are, Andrea. This isn't who you are, Grandmother Wind. And the grandmothers were trying to get through, not probably succeeding very well. But even though, I was in it and I could hear this voice, there was no getting through that charge of emotion. And that charge of emotion is when the damage gets done. Now, because I couldn't change it, because I was in it completely, I was in it, and I couldn't change it on a dime. Now I know it can be changed, and I know that going through it actually helps. But when you're in it and you know it's causing damage and you know it's hurting you and others around you, and you want to do something about it, I found that the only way for me in that charge, in the heat of that moment, the only way I could change me was to love me, was to not fix it or change it in that moment, was to go, okay, you are raging, girl. You are hurting. Yes, you are blaming others with all your heart. Yeah. And I found that turning the dial back to me, my attention back to me, and not judging, because boy, I wanted to judge because I don't like what I see out there, which means I probably don't like what I see in here. That's where it usually starts first. So I don't like when I do it, I really don't, and I judge myself harshly. However, judging myself harshly never ever works. It never makes it go away, and it never makes the other person want to be around me. Never. So what I discovered, and the message from the Patchwork Grandmothers, is always love. But this was a specific way to love myself that I hadn't realized until today or yesterday, which is love myself. Turn my attention to me and say, hey, you're going through some stuff, hey? This chaos is pretty intense. Well, wow, I'm just watching. Like the wise part of me can can look at the rager or the one who's victimized and completely being a victim, look at that person with compassion because they're going through something big. And if I'm, and if a wiser part of me could go, oh yeah, girl, you are hurting. Oh yeah, I am with you. I hold space for you while you go through this. I guarantee that the time in that charged period will lessen. It will shorten. And you will find your way out of that chaos into peace soon. Especially if you've been asking for it, if you've been praying for it, if you've been saying, please help me through this. Please, I don't want to be spreading this ugliness around. But you know what? We're human. We have these feelings. And it's okay if the world triggers us and our families trigger us. We're in it. We're in a time of change right now, so it's okay. But in order to move through it faster, we need to own it, and we need to send ourselves love and compassion, because it's a difficult place to be sometimes in this world of duality, where we see things as good and bad, right and wrong. And ultimately, I hope that we're moving into a place where we have love and compassion for all things, good and bad, light and dark, because we are both. We're all things. You and I, we are all things. So anything we see out there is probably capable within us. Within us. So again, Patchwork Grandmothers say love is the answer. Turn that judgment, turn all that stuff, and look at yourself with compassion. Wow, you're going through something tough right now, hey? Yeah, just go through it, baby. Just go through it. I'll be with you, and hold the space until you're feeling sane again. But I love you regardless what you're going through. I tell you, it works. So love is the answer. And remember that Patchwork Grandmothers are holding that space for us when we forget. I'm holding the space for you. I know you're holding the space for me. I love you, and let's change this world one heart at a time.